The Duke and Duchess of Netflix were awarded for their heroism in fighting royal racism last night. The climate campaigners flew into New York by private jet for the Robert F. Kennedy Association's Ripple of Hope Awards, which were presented to them in their case by Alec Baldwin, who is possibly about to face criminal charges for accidentally shooting a woman dead on the set of his movie. So it was a really charming evening for everyone concerned. The Sussexes were on stage gushing about healing, because that's really what they're all about, isn't it? Healing. So one word you would really associate with Meghan and Harry as they trash their family on an almost weekly basis. Their dreaded Netflix series comes out tomorrow, and speaking for many of us, a Sky reporter asked this.
Harry, are you putting money before family? Are you putting money before family?
Family question.
Harry, are you putting money before family? Are you putting money before family?
Family question.
Literally the first time that either of them have been challenged on any of their allegations. Oprah never challenged them. They won't be challenged in this Netflix series. None of their cosy chats or podcasts does anyone ever ask them questions like that. And that is the burning question. Are they now putting money before their family? Are they trashing the institution which gave them the titles which they now ruthlessly exploit for gazillions of dollars? Well, joining me now to discuss this, author and playwright Bonnie Greer, associate editor of the Daily Mirror, Kevin Maguire, and Talk TV contributor Esther Cracker. Welcome to all of you. Bonnie, welcome back.
Thank you. Good to be back.
OK, look, this series is coming out tomorrow. We get the first 3 episodes tomorrow morning in this global event, as they call it. They've just been given an award for their heroism in standing up to royal racism without ever producing, to my knowledge, any facts to support these allegations. Where are we with these two? Where does it end? When does it stop? These are the same things they said to Oprah Winfrey last year. They're continuing to attack the monarchy, the royal family. We have a new king, not even coronated yet. The Queen only died 3 months ago. We have a new Prince of Wales. All of them waiting to see what the latest onslaught is. Who wins here, apart from their bank balance?
Asking me?
Yes.
Well, you know, and you know probably better than a lot of people about the celebrity space in the United States. That's where they are. Meghan and Harry are big celebrities in the United States. You also know, as someone who's lived in the United States, who lives in the United States, that the Americans know nothing about the royal family. They know absolutely nothing. So what Meghan and Harry are doing is giving them their definition of what the royal family is. I think we should just walk away from Meghan and Harry.
How can we?
Well, we can.
Deliberately launching a global event
One way that
tomorrow.
we can, and I'm not putting them down, is that we need to use this as an occasion for ourselves in this country to have a conversation about this. I think it's important, not about them. Hang on, wait a minute. Not about them, but about what they're talking about. I think that's important. The reason
what
it's important,
are they talking about?
They're talking about structural racism. That's what Kerry.
Where?
Hang on. That's what Kerry Kennedy
By
said.
who?
Within the country. Within the
royal
country
family?
itself. Yes.
Within the royal family. So it's interesting because Gayle King, their friend, Oprah's best friend, was there last night, and Jan Moore of the Daily Mail asked her, are the royal family racist? And Gayle King said no, and they don't think they are either, talking about the Sussexes. So I'm not quite sure what you mean. They're getting an award for combating racism.
All right.
And yet their best buddy says they don't think the royals are racist. So what is this all about?
All right, what is it this is about is the standing of the United Kingdom in the world.
Which is being pilloried by these two clowns from California.
So we need to rescue it, and it's important to do that.
The royals aren't going to fight back.
No,
they're not going to go on the record.
What we're doing right now is we need to talk about, there are problems here, like there are everywhere. And you know, the audacity of anybody in the United States to talk about racism anywhere else is actually hilarious.
Right.
But we need to take the occasion to talk about it. We can do it. We can do it here because there are issues.
Like
there are
problems.
What are we talking about exactly?
No, what we're talking about, the thing that happened to that Ngozi Fulani, that was outrageous, all right? We need to look, and we need to do it, to talk about...
But Bonnie, in that case, an 83-year-old woman made some unfortunate remarks to a woman who was at the palace. She was named very quickly. She was held accountable, and she was out within 24 hours. The difference with Meghan and Harry is they don't give any names. They give no facts. They give no evidence. They simply say somebody in the royal family said this.
That the reputation of this nation is being held up. Exactly.
Trashed.
We need to take charge of this conversation.
Well, okay.
It needs to happen.
Esther.
They actually won an award for fighting structural racism.
They did.
Because that's how I like my racism structured and structured and racist. Anyway, but I think the point is that they literally have done nothing for people of colour, for instance. So I don't understand this idea that they're winning an award to combat racism. What have they done to fight racism?
They're in America, Esther. It's not real. That's what I'm
So
trying
it's
to
imaginary
say.
racism.
No, what I'm
Imaginary
trying to
structural
say
racism.
is
Bonnie,
that...
that's quite something. See, what you're saying is it's fake.
No. What I'm saying
It's not
is...
real, it's fake.
No, listen. The persona that's being created in this country, I'm not interested in Harry and Meghan. I'm talking about the United Kingdom. We don't look good. All right, and
No,
that's
you don't
what
look good because these two are trashing us every 10 minutes.
No, it's not because we need to
All
confront
right, I want to
and
hear
talk about
Esther
this.
finish your thought process on it.
I just think that they embody everything that's toxic about this country and our conversation around race. I don't want to live in a country where I can accuse someone of being racist towards me and they can't defend themselves, which is exactly what Meghan and Harry are doing. And they're doing it knowing that the royal family won't fight back. So I think the best thing to do would be to ignore them, because I don't feel comfortable levelling allegations at racism at someone who can't defend
I
themselves.
wouldn't worry about
That's a
royal
completely
family.
But
ridiculous society to live in.
you can't ignore them when they've got a Netflix series and there's a book about
Exactly,
it. You can't ignore them.
exactly.
But what has to happen, and look, there are no Rosa Parks and Martin Luther King, but if she says she's suffered racism, he says she's suffered racism, there is racism in Britain, there may be some in the royal family, they've got to name names, put up or shut up, and the royal family have to come out and answer.
I'm sorry, if they're not doing...
We're beyond
No,
now.
I'm sorry,
Never
if you are
complain,
not
never
willing to name and
explain.
shame...
William,
I
has
don't
already,
want them.
William came out after the Oprah interview and said, and very unusually, off the
I
cuff,
remember.
said to a reporter, this is very much not a racist family. Couldn't have been more emphatic.
Yeah.
No evidence has been produced to say they are a racist family. You've got one lady in waiting to the Queen in her 80s saying unfortunate things to a woman who's at the palace. I don't think she should have said them. The moment that woman said she was born in Britain and British, end of conversation. But she was held account within 24 hours. She was gone.
The Duke of Edinburgh used to make regular racist statements. He always passed them off as jokes. Now,
see, my worry
that isn't the clash. Maybe that isn't the clash.
My worry is this. My worry is this. You are a Republican. You don't even believe in the institution of monarchy. I'm a monarchist. I love the monarchy, and they bring us so much to what our country stands for around the world. I'm really genuinely worried now that these two are never going to stop until they've caused irreparable damage.
Maybe not.
And with a new king, vulnerable, obviously never going to be as popular
But as
his
a
mother, because who could be?
As a monarchist, you know this family's gone through more than Meghan and Harry and the royal family. Period.
They've actually never.
They used to get their heads
They've never had a
chopped
sustained
off
attack
hundreds
from
of
their
years ago.
Bonnie, they've never had a sustained attack from their own.
They never have. But this is the age that we're in. Okay, his great uncle was consorted with the Nazis.
This is the king's son.
This great uncle consorted with the Nazis.
Bonnie, this is the king's son standing on stage receiving an award for standing up to racism in his own family.
That's him. I'm talking about us.
Right.
What we need
What
to
can
do.
we do?
We can
Other
do.
than sit back and listen to this
What we can
nonsense.
do is have the conversations that we're having within this country and be seen to have those
Bonnie,
conversations.
do me a favour. Tomorrow, this thing airs tomorrow, the first few episodes. Come back on tomorrow once we've seen it.
I'm going to be.
It's going to be so boring.